From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Good morning, everyone. Just a quick reminder that this Saturday, so as we kind of go through the week and get into the weekend, we've got something to look forward to on Saturday, and that is the Manton Apple Festival from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. It's held at the Manton Elementary School, as it has been for many years. And there's going to be handmade crafts, apple products and pies, food vendors, live music all day. You can call the number here on your screen here if you want more information about the Apple Festival. And you can also check out mantonapple.com. And don't forget about the apple pie baking contest, which I've been a judge for over 20 years, along with Mike Quinn. As a matter of fact, he's been doing it a little bit longer than me. As a matter of fact, judging starts at 10 a.m., but pies must be dropped off by 9:30 Saturday morning. All right, so here's the deal. We do actually have breezy conditions at times over the next few days. You may have noticed it yesterday. We saw gusts in parts of the valley here in excess of around 30 miles per hour, especially out towards Redding and even Red Bluff. We do expect more often on breezy conditions here over the next few days. And unfortunately, that may increase our fire danger a bit, which we'll take a closer look at that here in a second. But we do have a warming trend this week. Temperatures are going to be warming back up into the low 90s, I think, for some of the warmer spots in the valley in particular, but even some of the inland areas too. All right, so here's the winds. Now, as we go into the afternoon today, they're going to pick up a little bit here, especially on the west side and north and west side of the valley. I don't think they're going to be quite as strong as they were yesterday, but still looking at some gusty winds at times by the noon hour. But by the afternoon and the evening, those winds die down. All right, but then as we go into Tuesday, look what happens. As we go into the afternoon, we see those winds pick up. Now, what we see in the last few days, we'll see today, we saw it yesterday, is the winds die down through the afternoon to the evening hours. Not the case here on Tuesday. Those winds fairly strong. By the time we even get into about 6 o'clock in the evening, it's still gusty, but by 10 o'clock at night, the winds is still a little breezy out there, but we're not seeing as much green out there, so we're getting out of that 20, 25 mile an hour range. But take note this here. We've got some gusty winds that'll be developing here in the foothills here east of the valley. So we've got to watch some of these winds over the next few days because it could create some levels of concern when we're talking about the fire weather risk. Now today, there's not much of that concern. The winds are picking up a little bit here, but now that we've got a couple of days of these breezy north winds, it's going to tend to dry things out. Now, looking at the fire weather risk, what this does, it takes a combination of a few things. Number one, how strong the winds will be. Number two, the temperatures, which, as you know, they're increasing. And number three, how much available moisture there is. So it's going to be dry out there. It's going to be drying out over the next few days. So we are going to see within that high fire risk. So we're not getting into the reds or the purples, which is good, right? We're kind of in that mid-range, but we're going to have to watch this. This could be a bit of a concern here as we go into Tuesday and even Wednesday of this week. All right, let's go and take a look at our forecast here. And you can see as we go into the afternoon today and the evening, we may see a very weak disturbance that could bring some light showers for parts of Siskiyou County and maybe even parts of Modoc County. But otherwise, just some clouds moving in later on today and dry, right? Then by Tuesday, any chances for rain are gone and things really start to clear out across the board. In fact, mainly sunny skies here for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even the first half of the weekend. But by the end of this upcoming weekend into next week, maybe some clouds moving in, approaching storm system possibly, right? But we're going to be dry this week. That's the bottom line here. Going into that next week, well, that's still kind of a ways out. But the cooler air that was over us, that is scooting on out of here. Warmer air is moving in behind it. So you can see this warming trend through at least Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and low 90s for some of the warmer spots here. So here your wave heights taking you through this afternoon. Yeah, they're dropping. We're finally starting to see them drop to around 7 feet. And then, of course, as we take you into your Tuesday afternoon, and what we're seeing here, they're increasing a bit, unfortunately, back up to about 9 to 11 feet. We've been looking at some pretty high wave heights here for quite some time. And even though we get a bit of a break here for today, they may begin to pick up again here as we go into your Tuesday. Here's your marine forecast for today. North winds at 5 to 15 knots. Your waves from the north at 7 feet at 7 seconds and from the west at 2 feet at about 7 seconds. And there is your low tide this morning at 8:14, your high tide at 2:30 in the afternoon, and there's a small correct advisory for today. Okay, so here's your forecast for today. Temperatures are increasing slightly, but not a major increase. Still another beautiful fall day. Mainly sunny skies, but by the afternoon, we'll probably start to see some clouds move in for even some of us in the valley with temperatures around 80 degrees. You take out to the coast, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures low to mid-60s. For the mountains, we've got mainly in the 60s, although in Trinity County, we're talking temperatures in the mid-70s for your daytime highs. All right, so here's your 7-day outlook. Temperatures increasing for pretty much everyone across the board. I think we're going to be looking at temperatures mid-70s to around 80 degrees for many of the higher elevations by the time we get to the middle to latter part of this week. Now for the valley, upper 80s to low 90s as early as Wednesday and lasting into at least the first half of the weekend. And we take a look at your 7-day outlook for the North Coast. Temperatures are actually increasing for the coast as well. Could even see some 70-degree readings here as early as Wednesday and lasting into Friday. Inland in the low 90s by Thursday. And for Trinity County and Weaverville in particular, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s.